on this computer. And the recording has started. Welcome to the second part of being heard by your husband. And this is a big issue for most of us, and I'm going to start with a little bit of a poll. And I got a hi from one of you. Good. A couple of you. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Did you observe one or more of your great moments with your partner this last week, other than related to sex? So it's just yes or no. In a conversation, in the kindness, and something that was nice, did you see or look for them and have one or more of them that you could remember? So just put yes or no. There's no wrong answer. It's just the way it is. That was the first question, is if you were observant, because we talked last week, for those who were here last week, about kind of looking for the good and the not so good things that are going on in your relationship. So I just want to know if you saw something. And then number two is, did you see a pattern? Was there something that was the same in the good moments? And then number three asks about the negatives, if you saw some negative moments last week, and just put yes or no, and if there was a pattern in those. So I'm going to have you do all these. There's just about 9 questions. And then on number 5, can you explain what you want in your marriage in one sentence, in a sentence? Now I just want a yes or no. I don't want the answer. Just want to know if you can do that. And then number 6 is, are you sure you believe what you want? Because we're going to get you believing what you want with your whole body and soul before we finish today. Because if you don't believe it, it's not going to come. But if you do believe it, it's most likely on its way. And then number 7 is very important. Do you have any idea what he wants? And I said, if so, explain that in the chat area. We'll do that a little bit later. But I'd just like to know yes or no if you do know what he wants. I mean, is he really very clear telling you what he wants? Or you think you know what he wants by how he behaves or whatever. And then I've got number 8 and 9 are about you and about your spouse. Which person below describes you and which one describes your spouse? And so if you just finish that as quickly as possible, I will end the polling, and then we'll have something more to talk about that's really specific to those of you who are here right now. Okay. So I'm going to end the polling, and we'll see where our percentages are. Okay, and so hopefully you answered. And negative was 100%. You're finding those, and that's what we want to change. So, and there was a pattern. Fabulous. That's one thing we want. That's important. And you do one or 50, half of you know what he wants. That's good. And we've got 50% are loud and aggressive in a when you don't get what you want, and 50% are quiet and sad and passive. So we're dealing with both ends of the spectrum of behavior, and 100% of the partners are the passive, and so that really helps me know what's going on. And what I know now is that you cannot explain what you want. Perhaps you can explain what you don't want. Could somebody put in to the chat what you don't want, so I know what kind of thing we're dealing with? Are we talking about somebody just being more powerful and saying we're doing it my way? Are we talking about physical abuse? So also the Q&A is open, and you ought to be able to put some questions in there if you click Q&A, and you can ask them anonymously. So we don't have to put out your name. I'm not getting your questions. Oh, I got one. Don't want him to sit there and do nothing. Aha, just sitting on the computer or watching TV. Okay, so this is a behavior of his that you don't like, and it's not really injuring you. It's just annoying, and it's taking away time that you might be able to spend together. And so the first thing that we really want to do in having you really do well with talking to your partner is to be sure that you don't cause resistance in him. Now imagine that you had been working all day at your job and you came home and you wanted to watch Monday Night Football, and you put your feet up, and then he comes over to you. Well, let's get you out of Monday Night Football. So you may like it, but some may not. But let's say you're watching something that you really love, just a brainless show that really gives you a chance to clear your mind. And you're just really enjoying it. He comes over and says, I really wish that you would turn that off. It's just taking a lot of time. You're not getting anything done. The house is still a mess. I know you've got things to do with the kids, and maybe we could do something. How do you think you would respond? Generally, the response to that kind of comment is resistance. We just put up a barrier and resist. So if he's the one sitting on the couch, then you have to get through that barrier without letting it come up. Barrier is something that comes up to protect. And so if you can reach him without causing that, sometimes we call that to trigger them, but it's really a big wall that comes up right whenever you tell him what you want. And so there needs to be a little work done on our own part to get ready to talk to him. And in order to do that, we need to know how important it is, first of all, to us. Because what is the real reason that we don't want him to watch TV or be on the computer? Do you know what the real reason is? Oftentimes it is that he is just putting up his resistance, but that's his protection. But oftentimes our desire is really to know if he would spend time with us, or if he would fix something that's broken, or if he would play with the kids. And you want to just have a little time. Sometimes the guys are plopped on the couch and we're out working our tushes off, just really doing the dinner, serving the dinner, getting the dishes cleaned up, getting the kids to bed. And there may be a better way for both of you to have some time to do something you want to do together during the night. And so we need to look within ourselves about what it is that makes us want to change that behavior. And it's not necessarily that behavior that's really bothering us. So there is a way to find out. I'm interested to know, and I'd like you to give me an answer. Do you know why You don't like him sitting on the couch or watching the computer or the TV. Do you really know the deep reason? Is it because he's watching and you're not? Is it because you want him to do something and he's not doing it? This is really important to know. So what I'm going to give you today is a technique to find out within yourself what you really want and what you really believe. And it's a physical thing that is really a good test, really helpful. This came, I've been doing this for some time, but I had an experience this last week with one of my clients, and we were in person, and it didn't matter. It would have been fine if we weren't. But she was wanting to know where she should move. She's not married. She wants to find the partner, and the partner she doesn't think is here. She talked to somebody, and they said she would find her partner in San Francisco. She talked to someone else and said she would find her partner in Arizona. She's in Colorado right now. And I simply said, would you like to know what you really want? Because oftentimes we don't know. And there is a way to find out. I'm sure you're aware that our mind is made up of two parts. The part I'm talking to you with is my conscious mind. It's something I know a lot about. I know what it wants, I know what it thinks, and I can work right from my conscious mind. In fact, I can only work from my conscious mind. But a very big part of my brain is my subconscious mind. And if I'm working with my subconscious mind, I would really know what I wanted. Because when my conscious mind wants something, my subconscious mind will say, go for it. That's great. I want that too. Or it'll say, oh, no, 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 that's not good for you. That's not healthy for you. And so we are constantly fighting between our, I'm trying to get my hands up so you see them, my conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And we can't even access the subconscious mind. So if I were saying the real reason I want him up from the couch or the computer, or from the TV or the computer, is so he's not lazy. Okay, let's try that. So here's how it works. If you want to find out what you really believe, this is a little exercise, and I'm going to stand up, and you're going to see the trunk of my body, and I would like you to do the same thing. So if you would stand up so you can still see your computer screen or phone screen or whatever you're looking at, tablet, and do this with me, that would be really great all around. So moving my chair, and that's pretty good. I'll get you a little more body there. Okay, so standing side, I'm showing you from the side so you can see what happens. You want your feet to be hip width apart, straight forward, not flipping out or in. And you want to relax your shoulders and just kind of just relax and stand forward. And then kind of relax your knees, have them a little slightly bent. And your head, which you can't see mine, hello, is back, just kind of chin tucked into your neck. And it should be comfortable. Before you do this, we're going to be talking to your subconscious mind right now. You will be looking with your eyes down, back up a little bit, 45 degrees right to the ground at a triangle. So your eyes are looking down, not down to the floor, down outward about 45 degrees. So you're part of a square and you're looking down the other corner. And your knees are relaxed, and you're going to ask yourself a question. You know, you're not going to move your body, and I hope you can hear me still. You're asking yourself, you're telling yourself what your name is. So I'm going to say, my name is Kay. And I'm not making myself do anything. I'm looking at the floor and I'm saying, my name is Kay. And I don't know if you can see it, but my body is going forward. And get a little further back here. And then I will say, my name is Jack. Now I'm not doing anything, I'm just relaxing. I'm just letting my body do what it does. My name is Jack. And for me, my body goes backwards. My name obviously is not Jack. So I know that if I am leaning forward, now this is something people do with arm testing, with finger testing. I have never been able to do any of those for myself. So this works, and it's worked for everybody I've given it to, and to just let your body do its own leaning. Sometimes you'll be standing there for just a little bit, so give it a try. Say my name is whatever it is, as you're looking down at an angle, and see what your body does, your relaxed body. So I'm saying my name is Kay. And I'm going forward. So you say, my name is whatever it is. And now, say your name is something else. Probably good to say a name of another sex as well. My name is Ralph. And I go backwards. Now you test this every single time you use this principle. Just have pillows I sit on so I can fit the right place here for you all. So I need to know, first of all, if that worked, and then we'll use it. Just please tell me, yes, it worked in the chat. You have to sit down again. If you're driving a car, this is not a good thing. But you could try it later, and you will get a video of this, so you can, yes, it did, woohoo, good. And how about, there's some more there. Did it work for everybody? Okay, so it is very interesting, absolutely interesting. And so now we're going to use it. I'll just assume that it worked for everybody. It always has. So now we're going to use it, and we're going to talk about watching the TV or the computer. So I want to know really why I'm upset that he's watching, comes home and watches the TV or the computer. So after you test your name, and you test your name every time you use this principle, because you always want to be sure you know your yes and your no. And some people even do this with a pendulum, but that can be, you can adjust that with your head. This does not seem to be bothered by your mind. So let's just decide that we don't want him to watch TV because he's having fun and we're working. Okay, so I'm going to try that. I don't like my husband watching TV because he's like relaxing and having fun and I'm working. I'm just waiting to see what my body does. It's not working quickly. Oh, it's no. No, that's not why and I also don't like that. So that's real for me. So let's try something else. You go ahead and try what you think it is. See, I got something on my blouse. So I'm going to say, I don't like my husband watching TV because I want him to be with me. Make sure your knees are relaxed and your eyes are at an angle. Oh, that's more of it for me. So it took a little while, but that worked. Now I want you to try it with what you think is the reason that you don't want him to watch. Because that's the reason we want to work on. We don't want to work on just the fact that you don't like him to watch, because you don't even know why you don't like him to watch. So, any feedback? Let me know as soon as you can if you received an answer, because we're going to change that a little bit. I'm teaching you actually 2 principles today. Not two skills that will be helpful. Okay, there were 2 things that came up. I want him to be with me, and there are a lot of things to do before an upcoming move. You've got work to do. Okay, did you know that before? Were you aware of that before we did that exercise? You feel like you already knew that? That wasn't news to you? Okay. So that's good. So you didn't learn anything, is what you're saying. So what we're going to do now will be what you learn. Is there a compromise in the TV, or the same thing, computer or TV? Can there be a compromise? Ah, and you thought it might be about him having fun and you working? I thought it would be for me too, and it wasn't. So that's good. So this is something that you can do because your subconscious knows what you want. And I will tell you what happened with my friend or my client as we were discussing where she should live. When she tested, I want to move to San Francisco, it was no. When she tested, I want to move to Arizona, it was no. And she tested, I want to stay here in Colorado, and it was yes. And she met a person within the week who moved here from San Francisco. so that was really kind of interesting. There were some principles for why San Francisco or Arizona were important, but it did not necessarily mean that she had to leave Colorado. So the thing that's really good about this is you can find out why you think things, and whether you're just putting them out there because somebody else thinks you should want them, or because you seriously really want them. And it will help you be more clear about your own mind. Now, there's many, many, many other uses for this, but in regard to what we're doing, this is important. So, would there be a place for a little TV and a little computer if there was also a place to prepare for the move and to be together? That's a question to ask yourself. And we're just using this one example. So if your example was he spends all the time with kids, this is something we would love. He's spending time with kids, but he's not spending time with you. You would want to say, would there be a kind of a compromise where he could spend time with the kids, or you and he could spend time with the kids together, and you could have some private time? So I'm just saying this example because you can think of any kind of situation and test and see what the problem is really for you, because we get irritated and we just don't really always know why we're irritated. And so 50% of this audience flares up and gets angry, and that brings up that big wall where there's no communication. And so we're going to be learning in our next one, the final webinar, technique to actually prepare ourselves to communicate, and that will be so that we are heard. But this skill is really helpful to get to know yourself a little better. And if you wanted to change your attitude toward his watching TV and computer, then there's another exercise I'm going to show you right now that we'll try, and that would be something that would help you to relax inside about his watching those things. And this would be part of a communication that we have in the next webinar that you can tell him about. But to get yourself ready for it, you need to be sure that you're calm and relaxed. In order to have a communication, you cannot flare up. And I know it's a personality thing, and it's something that you have to, it's something that to be effective, you need to find a way to manage and to say what you want without causing that big wall right in front. You don't want that, because that gets you nowhere. And I would like you to observe this week, especially what you have had on your mind that you want. In fact, I would really think it would be a great thing to start writing down things you would like to change, because this assignment will help you to see a pattern in, and this is things you want to change in him, that's fine, but you'll see a pattern of what irritates you, and then we can work more with this principle on how to deal with it. So what I'm going to show you now is a principle that you can teach your subconscious to accept. And this is for, if I were going to say, I am comfortable with him watching TV when he also spends time with me, or when he also helps prepare for our move. And then we'll have that talk after the next webinar. So this is also physical. I'm going to stand up again, and we'll just use that example. And you're going to be sideways here again. I am sideways so that you can see me. My legs, I'm wearing jeans, are coming up. And I've got my right and my left hand. Now I want you to know that our bodies have a meridian right down the middle. And things over here are different. Let me just get down here on my knees. And then things over here. So if you cross your body, you can blend the thoughts of the right side of the body with the thoughts of the left side of the body. And this will blend this will help balance your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And the important part of that is your subconscious mind will begin to assimilate some of the things you want it to assimilate. So if you don't have your subconscious mind, it's like you being against you. And, you know, when we say it's me against the world, it's me and my subconscious against the world. So we're going to do our arms. We're going to take our right hand and our left hand, and we're going to tap our right knee with our left knee with our right hand, and then our right knee with our left hand. But we're going to do that while we say what we would like to have as part of our character and part of our comfort level in our body. So I'm going to take the one that says, I am comfortable having him watch TV when he has planned time to be with me. And maybe sometimes you like the same TV things, but let's try that. And it may be stronger for you in this situation to say when he's splitting his time with helping me to get the moving going. So choose however you want to say it. I'm going to say, because of my own situation, because we're not moving, you have to craft your sentence. It is present. I am comfortable. That right now, always, never bother me. I am comfortable with his watching TV when I know we have planned time together. And that would be in the same night, not necessarily just a Friday night date, which was also very nice. But and to do it, we're going to start doing this cross. It's actually called a cross crawl, where we're just doing right hand to left knee and left hand to right knee. I'm lifting mine exceptionally high so you can see it. Maybe I could put that down a little. I don't have to do that. Okay. No, I might fall right on the floor. So I'll just keep it here. Oh, that's even lower. Okay, so I can do it. And then at the very same time, I'm going to say that sentence over and over and over 10 times while I am doing this crossing my body with my hand and slapping the opposite knee. So if you've got your sentence, get it in your mind, get your body into that straightforward feet, relaxed knees, good posture torso, chin not down, but just tucked back in a little bit. All right, here we go, 10 times. I am comfortable with him watching TV when we have our planned time scheduled. I am comfortable having him watch TV while we have our planned time scheduled. I am comfortable with him watching TV when our planned time is scheduled. I am comfortable having him watch TV when our planned time together is scheduled. I am comfortable with him watching TV when our planned time together is scheduled. Your eyes are at 45 degrees. I am comfortable them watching TV while our planned time is scheduled. I am comfortable having him watch TV when our planned time together is scheduled. I am comfortable having him watch TV while our planned time together is scheduled. I am comfortable having him watch TV when our planned time together is scheduled. I am comfortable having him watch TV when our planned time together is scheduled. I am comfortable having him watch TV when our planned time together is scheduled. And I'm not sure if that was 10, but it was pretty close. So now you can see the fruit of what you've done by using the first exercise I gave you, which is, I'll give it a name, which is standing and saying, my name is Kay. See what I do. I'll very clearly go forward. My name is John. Very clearly go backward. And then we're going to test this by saying, I am comfortable having him watch TV when our planned time together is scheduled. And wait. No, that didn't work for me. So I would do then the cross crawl again, and I might have to recraft the sentence to something. In fact, I'll just do that because I'm interested to know, did it work for you? That's first. If it worked for you, then we're good. Did that exercise help? Because if it didn't, I've got a shorter. Oh, how exciting! It worked. I love it. Okay. Well, if it hadn't, like for me, it wasn't really strong, and I have the same issue. So I would say he can watch TV if we have time together. Probably I would say that one again and get that into my system. It was kind of long the first time. Make it as simple as you can, and then you're prepared to not be anxious about it. You've got a solution in your mind that could work. Now, this is not meaning that he's going to accept that solution when we talk to him, but you're going to be ready to talk to him because you will have one more skill that I'm going to teach you on the 30th. And this should make the holidays better. We have lots of football games on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that may be an issue. I have 5 sons, so we do football, and I'm okay with it. I like it. I used to be really into it, but I'm now just kind of can watch the game and enjoy it. I hate to see people get hurt, but anyway, that's not what we're talking about. So the thing that I'm going to give you for your gift that I'll send you within the next hour and a half is a kind of a rewrite of this exercise, and I'll have it probably on paper. I don't know if you'd like it on audio or not. And to do a better video, it'll be on video. This will be on video because you'll receive the video for today and next week, or the 30th, after the 3 are over. So you'll have it that way. But I'll put it on just a quick piece of paper so you can just do the checkpoint thing and be sure you've got everything done. So I hope that you'll practice that and really just go ahead and practice it with anything, asking yourself things like, I enjoy driving the kids to school. Yes or no. And see what you're tolerating in your life. I enjoy making dinner every day, or I enjoy doing the dishes, or I enjoy my job. You can just test and see where your subconscious is feeling all of these things and sensing throughout your body what you're telling it. So those are the 2 exercises today. And what I'd like to do now is to, I'd like to have you do on those polls. I had a couple of things that I wanted you to just put in the, let's see. Can you explain what you want in your marriage? And if it's more than a sentence, that's okay. And we're not getting, oh, we've got some new people. We're not getting a lot of feedback here on the chat. So those 2 exercises will help you, because what we really need to do in the situation of being overwhelmed, which most busy women are, most women are busy, and particularly if you have children, and I didn't go through all that this morning, at home, and particularly if you have a job, you can just be volunteering a lot and have a lot of responsibilities that are pressing, and so we feel that overwhelm. And if we can stop and just saying to ourselves, I am happy with my life today. I enjoy working with the school. And find out how you feel about it. And if it isn't working for you, then you can do the cross crawl, and you can get a place that is more relaxed in your body, because our body is really having a great deal of anxiety, generally from stress. We let ourselves get all upset, and the more relaxed we can be, the more we'll be effective in our relationship as well. Because whenever anything starts to just top the boiling point for us, everybody usually knows it, and it isn't a positive thing. So try this week, and I would like to know if you have any questions. All right, well, if you have no questions, I'm going to, and your name won't be showing in the questions. I'm going to do a quick review of what we've done so far. First of all, you're observing in your relationship, just looking and listening and paying attention to patterns in arguments and to probable causes. One probable cause to take a look at is your own physical condition. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating well? Do you have a little break in your day so that you have some time for yourself? That you have a chance to be more relaxed around your family. So those are part things. So watch for things that are wonderful as well, because you will have wonderful things, I'm sure. And think about, I wonder what brought that on. Did I change? Was I softer? Did I do something wonderful? If you get a compliment. And I always suggest that you try to compliment your husband once a day, at least once a day. Look for something that he did, however little it might be, and compliment him. Guys are so into being appreciated as well. And this is the what goes around comes around kind of thing. But if you just try it for this week or 2 weeks, we have 2 weeks before we meet again, and give him a compliment once a day. You might even write it in your day timer, compliment whatever his name is. And when you start doing that, the thing that starts happening is you're looking for things to compliment. When you're looking for things to compliment, hey, they're there. And when you compliment them, there are more of them. So that would be another thing. But practice the balancing your conscious and subconscious brain through that exercise with the yes and no, and practice the cross crawl, and then check what you say in the cross crawl with balancing the subconscious and see if it's there yet, see if it believes it. It will. It may take different words. It may take a different compromise. It may not be willing to compromise whatever you say first. And compromise isn't going to be a long-lived thing. You're going to get it into a place where you can live without compromising and have what you want all the time. But we have to start somewhere, and this is where we're going to start. So I appreciate your being here. I'll check Q&A once more. Oh, I do have something. Cool. It says, do you do virtual life coaching? I certainly do. That's most of what I do is virtual life coaching. And I'm glad you said that, because those of you who are on the call today have an opportunity to have a free call with me between now and the 30th. I'm going to get in my schedule, make sure everything's in there. But I will send you in the email that I send you with the gift. I will also include a link that you can click to get into my schedule and have a free counseling session. And yes, that's what I do. And I'm doing this partially because I've been through almost everything that you're going through, and have been married. Actually, in another month, it'll be 51 years. So, and that's not been all smooth. So we've had to work out a lot of things, and it's been a great experience, and it's something I'd like to help people with, because I see families that have everything they need to have a joyful life, and they aren't having it. And I really want to help that situation. So yes, that's my work, is life coaching. So anyway, I hope that you picked up something here, and you're welcome to email me anytime. My email return will be in the email that comes to you with your gift and the link to my session, my schedule. So have a great 2 weeks. Those of you in the United States, enjoy Thanksgiving. Talk to yourself about enjoying being with your families, that you might be able to have good experiences over this time if you should be getting together with them. My blessings to all of you, and we're going to stop the recording, and I'll see you again on the 30th.